Okay, so in this video, we're going to be looking at how spread out the data is, okay? And so there are a couple of values which represent how spread out the data is going to be. The first one will be range. You might have seen this one before. Range being the difference between the largest value possible and the smallest value. There's something also called an interquartile range. So this is the difference between Q3 and Q1. We looked at how to find Q3 and Q1 in the previous video, right? If you're still unsure, maybe let's just go back to that video just to remind you guys. And this value is very commonly asked in exam questions, so make sure you have to be very aware of how to find these values. And the last one is an interpercentile range, so it's the range between a certain percentile minus another percentile, like this. So these are just three different ways of working out how spread out our data is going to be. All right, let's look at this question here. So a train traveled from Lancaster to Preston. The times to the minute it took for the journey were recorded over a certain period. The times are shown in the table. So first things first, we have a continuous data, meaning we're going to probably have to interpolate, right? And they're asking us to find the interpercentile range between the 5th and the 95th percentile. So we need to find each individual one first. Let's look at the 5th percentile first, P5 we'll call it. Remember, to find the certain percentile will be, in this case, 5 divided by 100 times the total number. In this case, the total number is 60. So we're looking for the third value here. Because it's continuous data, we don't have to round up or do anything to it. We just have to locate where the third value would be. Well, it's actually going to be in this first one here, right? Because there's 5 data sets in between that. So it's actually going to be between the 15th and 16th class. So we're going to draw our number line. Remember now, the class boundaries, you can see here, the class boundaries, it goes from 16 to 17. So the upper class would actually be 16.5, and the lower class will have to be minus 14.5 like this. And we're trying to find P5. The frequencies on the bottom side, we have 0, it starts with 0, 5, and then we're trying to find the third value. Now it's just a matter of doing the ratios, right? So it'll be P5 minus 14.5 over 16.5 minus 14.5. That's equal to 3 minus 0 over 5 minus 0. And P5 we will get 15.7. Right, 95th percentile, so P95. We do 95 over 100 times the n, which is 60 still. So we're trying to find the 57th value. Right, so we're trying to find the 57th value. So there's 5 here, there's going to be 10 here. It's not going to be here, it's going to be within this class here, right? So it's actually going to be between the 21 and 22nd class. Let's draw a number line. So the lower boundary will be 20.5, upper boundary will be 22.5. Trying to find P95. The lower frequency, that's going to be 15, 20, so 50, and then we're going to find the 57th value, and the upper boundary will be 60 like this. Doing ratios again, so P95 minus 20.5 over 22.5 minus 20.5 is equal to 57 minus 50 over 60 minus 50 like this, and P95 you get a value of 21.9. Now, so this is P5, this is P95, so they want to find the interpercentile range. So it's just basically P95 minus P5, which will be 21.9 minus 15.7, which will give us 6.2. Okay, so that's how you find the interpercentile range. Now, for interquartile range, it's the same thing. You have to find Q3 and Q1 and find the difference. In this case, the range, if I ask for the range, well, the highest value would be what, 22.5. The lowest value would be 14.5, so this will be 8. That will be the range of this data set here. Okay, so it just depends upon what range they are actually asking you to find.